Okay. So, all right. Ari and Jazz, we are painting sunflowers today. Okay, and I'll show you how to do it. Ari, how old are you? 9. 9 years old. So we have a 9-year-old painting with us today. So we can really see that this is something that we can all do, right? Okay, so we're gonna start off with sunflowers. And it's under, you have to go on you.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we are going to start off with the sunflower, and we are going to choose a spot where you want the center of your flower to be, okay? So we're thinking of the center of the flower, and we're gonna make an oval with these water droplets. Let me squeeze some of this out. Actually, I'm gonna wet these real quick and activate all of these paints in here. Make sure everything's all wet. Okay, so we're gonna start off, and I'm gonna say maybe like here. So I'm gonna do just a couple of drops, space them out. And this is going to be the center of my flower. Okay, so you make the center of your flower. Hi guys, welcome. Hi Paige. Um, so now I use a yellow. You can really use any yellow you have on hand, right? So I have 3 different yellows here, so any yellow will do. This one is a handmade one, so I can't even remember the name of it, but we're just gonna fill these little dots and we're gonna make a center, right? That's cool how it does that. You can do yours too. Uh-oh, man down.
Man down.
Okay, here's my ring.
Here.
That's here. Okay, and then we are just going to, so you're using a mop brush. What size?
Mop brush 6.
You're using mop brush 6. You're using a round brush size, what, Ari? A 12? Perfect. And I'm using a pen or a needle nose brush, and it's a size 8. So we're all using different brushes, but we're gonna get different outcomes, and they're gonna all look cool. So now we're gonna fill this center. So can we fill our centers and get a nice juicy center? Oh, from England, how awesome. Gainesville.
Hi from Australia.
Australia?
And Whistler.
So cool. I love to see everyone join from all over. Okay, so guys, we are just painting today, and we're going to paint these sunflowers, and we're all going to experiment and explore and see what happens. So now we're going to use, this is Magic Wizard. This is a rock color, and we're going to fill in our circle or our oval with this color by just dropping in a little bit of this color. And it doesn't matter where you put it, you just kind of randomly place it in there. You want some of the yellow to show through, and you want this color to show through. Okay. Ooh, look at that bleed. If you feel like it's too wet, you can always kind of just dry off your brush if it's too much water, and you can just kind of put it over it, and it will create a thirsty brush and it will pick up some of it. Or you can even use your paper towel and kind of gently just put the tip of it in, and it will absorb some of the liquid if it's flowing too much, because you kind of want it to be wet but not overly wet. So that's good. These are looking good. Perfect. There you go. And this consistency is probably about a milk consistency. And we're just kind of dropping it in there so we get different values in there. Okay. Now we're going to rinse off our brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit darker color. This is a black mystery color. This is from the White Nights collection. And I'm probably mixing that about also a milk consistency. Now be careful, because this is going to bleed. And we're going to just tap it. And I would choose one side. I wouldn't do it all the way around, but maybe kind of curve around like almost like just choose one side to go in. So it creates a little bit of a shadow. So we have a little bit, so you have dark on one side and light on the other. These are looking great. Perfect. Hi from Maryland. Nuri. Hi, Nuri.
Hi, Nuri.
Getting all over. I'm making Jazz and Aria paint with me today. All right, so now that we have that, we are going to add in our petals. So this is just, you know, the illusion of where your petals would be. So this will give you an idea, and you kind of just use the water to say, oh, I'd have a petal out here, and it lets you eyeball about how wide out your floral will be. If it runs off the page, that's fine. We want it to be very abstract and artsy, so we're just going to make it all the way around, and on the side that's closer to you, you want those petals to be a little bit shorter, and the ones that are further away from you, those can be a little bit longer, so it gives you a little perspective. So you add yours. Oh, we have from France. All over. It's amazing. Okay. Perfect. And then I am going to start with the petals a little bit. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this yellow. And for this part, I'm going to touch the petals, and I want to hold my brush on the side, and I really just want to be kind of messy with it. I just want to make some cool gesture strokes here and not be neat with it. And when it's all nice and wet, we're going to bring the tip of our brush and touch that center, and you see how that bleeds into that water?
Which color did you use?
I barely touched the yellow, just a little bit, just so we could really see what we're doing. But really the color is going to come from the center of your flower. Yep, perfect. Yes, yes, look how free you are. Yes, Aria, okay.
Nice. Okay.
Perfect. There you go. That's it. All right, so we're just making some strokes around, picking up some of that color in the center. Just being free with it. I love it.
How wet should this be? Should there be a lot more liquid in the little petal area?
You want it fairly wet because you want it to be able to bleed into it. So, if you're able to take your brush and touch that and it bleeds into it, you're good. So you want, there you go. So you want push the water into the color. There you go, that direction. And you just kind of do that all the way around and just pull from the center.
Okay.
That looks great. That looks awesome. Okay, so at this point you're kind of like, are you sure this is going to look right? So I'm going to pick up a little bit more yellow. And I'm just going to add, oh, runaway paint. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow in these areas and just kind of, so we have a little bit more tone going on here and different values going on. And Ari, I would pick up a little bit, take your paper towel and pick up just a little bit of this water here, because that's going to get away from you. So just use the corner of it, hold it like that, and just, if you just put the tip in it, you'll see all of the water get absorbed into it. See? Just sucks it up, just like a sponge, right? Okay, and then in the center, we're going to bring back in a little bit more of this yellow, and we'll make this yellow in the middle a little bit thicker. So before we had it a milk consistency, now we're making it a little thicker, kind of like honey.
Like honey.
Exactly. And we're going to tap that in the middle. So if it's thicker, it's not going to run as much. It won't spread and bleed all over. So it will stay a little bit more in the confined area. So we're going to fill this in a little bit more because we've lost a lot of our color out in our petals. And we'll just build that color up again in the center. And I'll add a little bit of this Magic Wizard. This is my all-time favorite color.
It's very cute. It's a very pretty color.
Yes, I love how it granulates. Okay. And then we'll pick up a little bit more of the dark tones. So the three colors we used before, the yellow, the Magic Wizard, and the Black Mystery, and we'll just build it up again, just how we did before. But now it's gonna stand out a little bit more because we removed most of our color into our petals. Okay. And you can even do a couple little dots throughout of that dark color to show the texture in here.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can add salt in here, which will add a lot of texture as well, but we don't have time for it to dry right now. And you want to add the salt usually when it's damp, not super wet. Perfect. I'd pick up just a little bit just right there.
So you
That looks
remember
great.
before when we were using this one here, you said to kind of stay on one side. Do we do this with the darker one as well, or the darker one can go throughout?
This one is the one that goes throughout. This, the dark one,
Oh,
but you're doing good. This is
okay,
perfect. You just want to kind of keep it heavier on one side and lighter on the other, just
okay.
to add a little interest. So, and you know, each one is going to be different. So you have to look at yours and make it yours and add what you think would look good. Take away what isn't working for you.
Sure.
Yep. And while that's kind of setting up a little bit and drying,
Mm-hmm.
let's go ahead and add a stem. So can I have that water bottle?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, baby. So the stem, you're gonna kind of gauge where you think a stem would be coming. So if this is your center, kind of have an eyeball where you think a stem would be coming at.
Mm-hmm.
And and just kind of drop your droplets wherever you think that stem would be. If you don't like it and you don't like the placement of it, you can just take your paper towel and absorb it again if you didn't like the placement of it. But this will give you a guide before you actually put it down. Okay, let's see some of this green. This is the forest broom, also with the white knights. Rinsing off your brush, drying off your brush. Good job, Ari. And it was that one right there. And you can just touch the little dots and turn it green. Ooh. And then I would clean off the brush or just
Mm-hmm.
kind of take whatever color's in it and just push it on your paper towel. Oh,
Okay.
that looks great. Look at those colors. That's
Yeah.
burning out awesome.
Thank
That too,
you.
Ari. And now we're gonna make the stem. So rinse off our brush, kind of dry it off, and just wherever that stem or wherever you made that line, we'll drag the paintbrush through it.
Okay.
And I would start thinner than I would thick because you can always go thicker if you need. But start off thin and then build it up as you want. And it doesn't have to be very neat. You can just kind of almost wiggle it a little bit, you know, add a little interest to it. Keep the same style as the flower bud. Perfect. And if your stem touches the petals, that color will bleed into that, but that's a cool look. So you can allow it to touch if you want.
I love it.
This is so good. Look at you. No, seriously, that's so great.
Thank you.
How you feeling, Ari? Yeah? Okay. So now we're going to do our petals. And for the petal, you can again do the water droplets and just choose where you want maybe a leaf to go, but don't make a V. You want to offset your leaves, and maybe this one can come out here and curve a little bit and
Nice.
come in. And just find a placement for them.
Oops.
So you guys share with me your, like, I guess where you are in painting, if this is new for you or have you been doing this for a long time? Do you actually paint along with me sometimes, or do you just prefer watching and just enjoying the therapy of that, which is all very calming to me? Okay.
Somebody said lindo. That means very pretty, very nice looking.
Oh, okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for my translator. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. So now we're going to take this water and we're just going to move it around. So don't try to necessarily make a leaf. You're just going to take the brush, kind of wiggle it around, and then towards the stem, you're going to lift up to the tip of your brush and let that water touch your stem, because whatever's in your stem is now going to bleed into that water. So you're just encouraging what's in your stem to go in there. Oh, look how that's
It's beautiful. The way it's
fading out.
drying.
That's so cool. Perfect, Aria. Perfect. So you're charging it. You're taking it Kind of wiggle it around, move that water around, and then touch the stem and let that color bleed into wherever the water is.
Is there is it okay if we put more green in this and take it to the
Absolutely.
stem?
Yeah, you can do it.
Because it
And
doesn't seem
then,
like I have enough.
yeah, you can add, and you can add some more colors that are up top and bring that down in the stem. Make those colors kind of, you know, carry all the way through your painting. Add a little bit of yellow, you know, make it your own. See, that just flowed all through here. Pick up a little bit more of this green, and you can add a darker value and add into here. And then we can add some splatter because splatter is fun. So I'm going to wet my brush fully and pick up just a little bit. You can choose any color that we were painting with and make your brush loaded with water. And you're going to hold it far back and you're just going to tap over your painting. I barely have any color in here, so let me pick up a little bit more. Just tap over it, and this is if you want. You don't have to add splatter, but this adds a little bit more movement. So you just really just tap it out. This can make a mess and get everywhere, so protect your clothes, your eyes.
All of the above.
All of the above. How are we feeling?
Lovely.
Awesome.
Nice and relaxed.
That's how it should be. So we can keep adding to this now. As it's slowly drying, you can just keep adding and building up those colors a little bit more, and just tapping your brush in the areas where you want to see a little bit more color come in. And remember, the thicker the paint, the less movement you'll get, and the looser or the more water you have in the paint, the more it's going to flow. Even add a little bit of green up into the center, carry that color. I'm going to use the tip of my brush and texture and make some little dots in there. So as it's drying, you'll notice that you can kind of just keep building your values in there. And I'll even come in and add a little bit more yellow now. You guys are doing so great. I'll add a little bit more yellow to here, and that's going to brighten that up and make it a little bit more lively. Make it pop off the paper some.
Love this.
Perfect. I'm going to drag a little bit of this color in here. So your center is still wet, so it will bleed into your petals. That one's this one, the Magic Wizard. I'm going to add a little of that. There you go, see? Oh, perfect, Jazz. Look at you with your extra leaves.
Leaves.
Beautiful. I love this technique, and I shall definitely try it. Thanks for demonstrating. Oh, I'm so glad. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. I love doing this. Brings me joy. All right, how do we feel?
I love this so much.
Right?
Yes.
Look at that. You guys did it. This is amazing.
I need some more of this little thing to do with
Yep.
the shed. Like,
Here you go. You can fill up your brush
My
with the
brush
water.
with more water.
Yep. There you go. And there it is.
Beautiful.
Perfect. I love it.
nice.
All right, guys. I think we did it.
Me too.
Now we can let it dry. If you want to add more layers and build up later, you can do that. Or you can just leave it as is. Make sure you sign it. And our art is complete. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. That was so much fun. I'll try to do these more often, but it was so fun to do this. If anyone has any questions, please ask or let me know or leave them in the comments and I'll get back to them when I can later. And you want to sign yours? I would use a thin brush.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta sign it. Gotta sign it.
Yeah, use whatever color you like.
Here it is. Yay.
Nice.
All right. Oh, you know what I forgot?
What's that?
The most important part.
The gold.
The gold. Just a little bit. I mean, just because everything is better with gold. Oh, nice signature. Yeah,
Wagging
pop the bubble.
pads.
Pop it. Here, you can get from the lid too.
Okay.
So just
Yeah,
add a
you wanna
little
use this
bit.
too.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Just on your name.
And then you'll wet your brush, and wherever it's wet still on your painting, you can add just a little tip of the gold, and it will spread in there. And if it's not wet, you're just going to leave a mark. So that's fine too. However, you want to add that in there. Perfect. I'm going to sign mine. All right. Complete.
Awesome.
Love it. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
See you next time.